Alright guys, this is Mike here. I got this, show this LY6 motor I got here. This 2007 LY6 6-liter. Basically like an LS2, but just an iron block variant of the LS2, but with the L92 heads, which the LS3 uses, and then rectangular type intake, which is the standard truck intake I got on here. Just a standard truck accessories for now on there. I've deleted the variable valve time camshaft, put an LS9 cam in it. You basically put an LS9 cam in it, put a LS2 style 3-bolt cam gear on it, and then an LS2 front cover. Reuse the cam sensor off the same cam sensor, didn't have to replace that, and then just cut the wires off here, and same connector here. It just uses 3 wires for the cam sensor and just doesn't use the other 2 that was there for the variable valve timing. I'm using different injectors here. The injectors that came with this intake, 8 of them were bad, so I replaced them with some flex fuel injectors out of an 03 Chevy pickup. They flow about 41 pounds at 58 psi. They are a little bit longer than the stock ones, but they still seated down pretty good without too much modifications. Might have to use some spacers eventually, but honestly I don't think I'm going to be using this intake anyways. It's just for starting purposes. Make sure everything runs good. This is going into a 96 Impala SS, which this intake won't work anyways on it. It's going to be too big, so I'll probably end up putting an LS3 intake on it. Let's see here, what else we got? We got Monte Carlo, 2007 Monte Carlo pedal. On these pedals, they'll work fine on these motors, but you do have to flip around 2 wires. Pins D and F have to be flipped around. That's the brown wire here and the white and black stripe wire here. So you flip those 2 around. This harness here is just a harness used for starting purposes, and on this type of situation it's not actually going to be the harness going in the vehicle, but I basically modified it with the least amount of stuff I needed just to start the motor. It basically has all mechanical gauges, oil pressure, volts gauge, and temperature gauge. The temperature gauge, I've tapped the head, put in a NPT fitting there so we could use a standard mechanical gauge there. On the other side, we used an autometer fitting to switch over to the standard mechanical type hookup here, and voltage is just hooked up to voltage. That's simple there. Using HP tuners. We deleted the Vats system and starter check system with that. That all seemed to work good. I'll show you how it runs here. You basically just have to have power ignition, starter. guys. Any more questions on this as far as the wiring or anything to do with the Vats removal or anything? Just give me a comment. Very strong motors. These LY6s are basically about as close as you can get to an LS3, just a little bit smaller, but the same heads. You know, a little less compression, but great motors for boost applications and stuff like that. But yeah, if you have any more questions about this engine or anything else, just let me know. Otherwise, have a good one.